This for my slinging things, hammering king, struck necklace, igloo.
These are some serious allegations, and the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial that needs to be stopped.
Remember that 2024 raid on his home in Miami Beach? Special agent in charge testified that he found parts of AR-15 rifles in Diddy's master bedroom.
The Diddy trial has forever ruined Smokey Robinson's image, even though they face very different accusations. While Sean Diddy Combs is fighting federal charges, including and racketeering.
The trial for hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs set to resume Tuesday after some explosive testimony from rapper Kid Cudi this week.
Robinson is under criminal investigation for and accused by 4 former housekeepers of serious misconduct.
We filed a complaint against William Smokey Robinson Jr. We believe that Mr. Robinson is a serial and sick rapist.
Both cases expose dark sides of famous music icons, shaking fans and the industry alike. The trial spotlight on Diddy has also cast a long shadow on Robinson, linking their stories in the public eye like never before. People are starting to notice something strange. 2 big names in music, Smokey Robinson
Let the music take your mind.
and Sean Diddy Combs
This for slinging things, hammering king, struck necklace, igloo, ringing things for the bitches.
are now facing serious accusations. What makes this even more surprising is that the things they're being accused of sound very similar. Even though they come from different parts of the music world, Smokey from Motown and Diddy from hip-hop, they are now being connected by more than just their fame. They're both being accused of hurting women who worked close to them. These are not just random claims. They are serious and could bring big changes to both men's lives. Smokey Robinson is a music legend. People love his smooth voice and classic songs. For decades, he has been seen as a calm, gentle man who helped shape the sound of Motown. But now, that image is being questioned. 4 women who worked as housekeepers for him have come forward.
There's some serious allegations, and the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial that needs to be.
They say he them, harassed them, and made their work environment feel unsafe. These women worked in his California home, and each one gave details about what happened to them. They say they were scared to speak up before because they didn't want to lose their jobs or be shamed in public. They are now asking for $50 million in damages.
3 of the women say they didn't want to report it to police, in part because they were afraid of risking the possible adverse effect on their immigration statuses.
The accusations against Smokey are not just civil. That means it's not just about money. The police are also looking into it now. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said they are running a criminal investigation. That means they are checking if Smokey should be charged with a crime. The women first filed a lawsuit, and then later, they went to the police. Smokey's lawyer says this is all made up and is just a way to take money from an 85-year-old man.
Smokey Robinson's attorney, his name is Christopher Frost, says as this case progresses, the evidence, the crucial element that will guide us, will show that this is simply an ugly method of trying to extract money from an 85-year-old American icon.
But that's what most lawyers say at first. What really matters is the truth, and that's what the police and courts are trying to find. Now, let's look at Diddy. His situation is very different in some ways, but also very similar. Diddy is also a big name in music.
This for slinging things, hammering king, struck necklace, igloo.
He has produced hit songs, built companies, and was known for being powerful in the music world. But over the past year, many people have come forward to say that Diddy used his power to abuse others. He's not just facing a lawsuit, he's facing criminal charges in federal court, which is more serious. He's been accused of violence and even trying to silence people who speak against him.
Now, the last witness on the stand today, he tied Diddy to some pretty serious weapons.
One of the people who spoke up is Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner. She said Diddy hurt her in many ways for years. Her story helped start the legal cases against him. Other people have since come forward with stories of. One of them is Kid Cudi, another music star.
Day and night, I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind.
He told a shocking story in court. He said Diddy was so angry about his relationship with Cassie that someone set Cudi's car on fire.
Kid Cudi, he goes on the stand. He says that Diddy blew up my Porsche. He broke into my home. It was explosive testimony.
He believes Diddy was behind it. Cudi said he even found his house broken into, his dog locked in the bathroom, and his gifts opened. This made him fear for his safety. It's scary how much power these men seem to have. Both Smokey and Diddy were seen as untouchable for a long time. The sad part is that the people who were hurt felt they had nowhere to go. They were scared they wouldn't be believed or would lose everything if they spoke up. There are other similarities too. In both cases, the victims were people who worked close to the men. Smokey's accusers were housekeepers.
You said it. Bombshell is right. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I read the complaint. Graphic details of sexual assault, too graphic to even discuss on TV.
Diddy's were assistants, artists, and former partners. These were people who depended on them for work and money. That kind of power can be dangerous when it's misused. It makes it easy for powerful people to control those who feel they have no choice but to stay silent. This kind of power is at the heart of both stories. Smokey's wife, Frances Robinson, is also being named in the lawsuit. The women say she helped create the toxic environment.
Robinson's wife is also named in the lawsuit. It details multiple allegations, some as recent as last year.
They say she screamed at them and even used hurtful, racist words. One woman says she was for years, while also being verbally abused by Frances. The lawsuit says Frances didn't stop what was happening. In fact, they say she made things worse. This shows how is sometimes not just one person's action. It can be a part of a whole system in the household. With Diddy, some of his staff are also being mentioned. One woman said someone from Diddy's team called her, crying, and warned her that Diddy was angry and dangerous. This kind of fear is not normal. When people around you are scared to speak the truth, it shows how deep the control goes. Diddy's accusers talk about parties that were really secret events where people were forced to do things they didn't want to do. They call these freak-offs. These weren't fun parties. These were events where women say they were mistreated and used.
Got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
The law is finally starting to catch up with both Smokey and Diddy. For Smokey, the police are still early in their work. No criminal charges have been made yet.
Hallie, these are some serious allegations, and the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial rapist that needs to be stopped.
But that could change soon. For Diddy, the case is already in full swing. People are testifying. Evidence is being shown. If he's found guilty, he could go to jail for a long time.
Cassie Ventura's mother, who took the stand yesterday in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. We've been following it. You have as well. She testified to alleged blackmail by Combs while he and Ventura were dating.
The same could happen to Smokey if the police find enough proof. Now, here's where it gets even more strange. There are whispers that Smokey and Diddy may have more than just a friendship or music connection. Some people believe that they may have known about each other's behavior or even shared secrets. While we can't say that for sure, the fact that both are now being accused of similar things makes people wonder, is this just a coincidence? Or is there a deeper connection? Are they part of a bigger group of powerful men who used their fame to take advantage of others? These are questions that people are starting to ask. Some say this might just be the beginning. If more people come forward, we may find out that there is a pattern. Famous men helping each other stay safe while hurting others in secret. And if this is true, then the cases of Smokey and Diddy might just be the tip of the iceberg. That means more people might be involved, and more victims might be out there, still afraid to speak up. It's also important to talk about how the public reacts. Some fans don't want to believe these stories. They say, "Not Smokey, he's a legend," or "Not Diddy, he made my favorite songs." But being a great artist doesn't mean you can't do bad things. Fame does not mean innocence. That's why it's important to listen to the victims. Their voices matter. They deserve to be heard, not ignored or attacked for speaking up. The people bringing these lawsuits are not asking for attention. They are asking for justice. Some have worked for these men for over 10 years. If they were lying, they wouldn't risk everything: jobs, reputations, and safety to come forward. These are not easy things to talk about, but they are doing it because they want to stop the pain. They want to make sure no one else goes through what they did. We also can't ignore the fact that money and power play a big role. These powerful men had a lot of money. They could afford lawyers, bodyguards, and silence. The victims often had none of that. They were regular workers trying to survive. They trusted their bosses and were let down in the worst way. This is why the justice system must look deeper. It's not just about one person. It's about making sure this doesn't keep happening. Well, with Robinson facing a criminal investigation, but so far, he has not said much to the public. No big stars have come forward to support or speak against him either. Everyone seems to be keeping quiet, including Robinson himself. People are wondering why no one in the industry is talking. Is it because they're afraid, or are they waiting for more facts? The silence has left many unsure of what to believe or expect. On the other hand, the case against Combs has received a lot of attention in the news. The media has been covering it closely. People are talking about it on TV, online, and in newspapers. Some celebrities have stayed silent, just like in Robinson's case. But a few famous people, such as Justin Bieber, have spoken up. Bieber has shown support for the victims, which means he believes the people who say Combs hurt them. That took courage because it's not easy to speak against someone powerful in the music world. Many fans have also taken sides, either supporting Combs or believing the victims. The public is clearly watching this case very closely.
A former assistant to Sean Diddy Combs speaking out in a new interview with new allegations about wild parties and use.
Now let's talk about how the two men are defending themselves. Like I said earlier, Robinson hasn't said anything to the public yet. His lawyers haven't released any statements either. That makes people wonder if he is trying to stay quiet until there is more information. Some say that silence can be seen as a sign of guilt, but others believe he might just be following legal advice. Either way, his silence is leaving people confused and waiting for answers. Combs has taken a different approach. He has pleaded not guilty, which means he says he didn't do anything wrong. His lawyers have been fighting hard to defend him. They say that the people accusing him are not telling the truth. They are also questioning whether the evidence against him is real or strong enough. Combs' team is working to show that the case has holes in it and that not everything being said is correct. His defense is trying to protect his name and career, which are both at risk.
Pretend for a second you don't know who I am and what I do. Let's just put it to the side. Come on. I can feel your heart.
During the trial, many things were revealed. An agent named Gerard Gannon, who works for Homeland Security, talked in court about what they found at Combs' house in Miami.
Remember that 2024 raid on his home in Miami Beach? Special agent in charge testified that he found parts of AR-15 rifles in Diddy's master bedroom.
He said they searched the house and found many strange things. In one bedroom closet, they found parts of a large gun, high heels, toys, baby oil, and lingerie. That raised a lot of questions. Why would someone have so many personal items like that in their home? The agent said the guns were not put together, so they couldn't be used at the time. But just having them was still concerning.
He says the serial numbers were also scratched off.
The next day, the same agent talked again. This time, he said they found even more things in another closet. This included a Gucci bag full of pills. Some of the pills were MDMA, and there was white powder that tested positive for drugs like cocaine and ketamine. They also found a loaded gun in a guest house on the property. These items made people think there could be illegal activities going on. Photos of all the items were shown in court to help the jury understand what was found. After that, a doctor named Dr. Dawn Hughes testified. She is a psychologist who studies trauma, which means she helps people who have been through painful events. She explained that it's very common for people in relationships to stay quiet. They often feel scared, ashamed, or trapped. Many don't tell anyone for months or even years. She said love can also keep victims close to their This creates a strong emotional bond, making it hard to leave. She also explained that some victims try to forget the pain by using or blocking the memories from their minds.
She is talking about domestic violence and situations that come about, how someone becomes a victim. It's important to note she is not referring to anything that Cassie Ventura has talked about. She did not analyze Cassie. She's just talking and speaking in generalities. Her testimony is very limited.
Dr. Hughes said she was paid $600 for every hour she worked and $6,000 for her day in court. This made Combs's lawyers try to say she was biased, meaning she might say things just because she was being paid. They asked if she had ever defended someone accused of crimes, and she said no. She only helps victims, not people being accused. Some people think this makes her more honest. Others think it shows she may not see both sides fairly. Then, another witness named George Kaplan, who used to work for Combs, spoke in court.
He was previously planning to plead the Fifth to protect himself from self-incrimination. There he is. More pics of him. He testified he was an executive assistant at Combs Enterprise.
He said he started working for Combs in 2013 and became his top assistant. He shared that Combs would often threaten to fire him and wanted only the best workers. Kaplan said he talked to Combs every day and helped set up hotel rooms. He put clothes, candles, oils, and other things in the rooms and cleaned up afterward. He said it was very important to protect Combs's image. That means making sure the public only saw the good side of Combs, not the things that happened in private. This case is still going on, and many people are watching. Some believe the victims. Others support Combs. What will happen next is still unknown. But one thing is clear. These serious accusations have changed the way people look at both Robinson and Combs. For Smokey, the news is shocking to some. He has always been seen as a kind and gentle man, full of talent. He wrote many famous songs and helped other artists rise. He is part of Motown, which is like the heart of soul music. People grew up listening to his voice and his words. But now, with these new allegations, some fans feel confused or even betrayed. If the investigation finds something serious, it might make people question all of the good things he did in music. His image could be damaged, and that could affect how future generations look at him. Sean Diddy Combs, who is also known as Puff Daddy, is facing a very different kind of trouble. Over the years, he built a brand, not just as a rapper or producer, but as a businessman.
Corporate America is made and built for white men. So when you're going into corporate America, usually your entryway is to help them with their diversity problem. And so that's what I did with Ciroc.
He owns fashion lines, makes deals in TV and alcohol, and is known as a man who turned his fame into a billion-dollar empire. But recent court cases and troubling stories have shaken his reputation. Even though nothing has been proven yet, people are already talking. Some companies are stepping away from him. The music world, which once gave him awards and honors, is now watching him closely. If more information comes out, his name may never carry the same power again. Even though Smokey and Diddy come from different times and styles of music, they are connected in some ways. They have been seen together at big events. They took photos at places like the Grammy Awards and Clive Davis's pre-Grammy Gala. These are events for the top people in music. When they are seen side by side, it shows that both are considered music legends. These pictures also tell a story of mutual respect. Even without saying much, you can tell that they honor each other. This shared space at major events shows that their names hold great value in the industry. Smokey and Diddy also connect through something deeper, the way music changed from one generation to the next. Smokey helped build the world of soul and R&B.
I don't care about anything else but being with you.
His songs made people feel deep emotions. His voice had a smooth sound that made him a star. Years later, Diddy used soul and R&B sounds in his own music. He added beats, rap, and made something new. But he always talked about how Motown and 1970s music inspired him. This shows a line that goes from Smokey's time to Diddy's time. Smokey passed the torch and Diddy carried it in a new way. It's like a bridge between old school music and the new wave.
This slinging things, hammer ringing kings, truck necklace, igloo ringing things.
Another thing that brings them together is Clive Davis, a famous music executive.
Marriage failed. I opened up myself to the possibility of a person rather than a gender. I have never stopped being attracted to women. So we're now dealing with the subject of bisexuality.
Clive worked with Smokey Robinson many years ago, helping his career grow during his Arista Records days. He also played a big role in Diddy's life. Clive Davis gave him platforms and honored him at special events. Both men have been close to Clive, which shows they are part of the same powerful circle. At these Clive-hosted parties and music gatherings, Smokey and Diddy were often photographed together. These shared moments helped strengthen their connection in the public eye. Even though Smokey and Diddy haven't done many interviews together or worked on songs side by side, their actions still show respect. Diddy has always spoken highly of older musicians. He sees Smokey as a man who lasted in the music world for decades, which is not easy. Smokey, on the other hand, has shown love for younger artists. He didn't act jealous or bitter about changes in music. Instead, he welcomed them and even praised the new styles. That kind of attitude helped keep him respected even as music moved on. Their mutual respect is clear when you see them in public or hear how they speak about the music industry. Both Smokey and Diddy are more than just musicians. They are leaders who opened doors for Black artists. In a world where it was hard for Black people to succeed in business or art, they broke through. Smokey helped show that Black voices could lead the charts. Diddy proved that a Black man could run his own company and become very rich. They also helped younger artists by giving advice or chances to shine. They stood for Black excellence, showing what could be done with hard work and talent. Their legacies are not just about songs, they are about power, pride, and progress. But now, the future of that legacy is uncertain. Allegations and legal troubles can change how people feel. What was once seen as greatness may now be viewed with doubt. Fans may stop listening, awards might lose meaning, and younger people might not remember them the same way. Time will tell how bad the damage is. If they are cleared of wrongdoing, they might recover. But if the facts are bad, their legacy might never be the same. In the end, Smokey Robinson and Sean "Diddy" Combs helped shape music in big ways. They came from different times, but their impact touched many people. The recent problems they face are serious. People will now have to decide what to do with the music, the memories, and the truth. Will we still sing their songs with love? Or will their names become reminders of something more complicated? That is the question their legacy now faces.